Hello.
Hello. We'll let everybody get a chance to get on.
Hope y'all are staying warm because it is cold here. I'm still in my jacket from church because it's so cold.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get on, get it all set up, and turn everything on silent.
Well, I know those of y'all who keep up with us on social media know that Elsa has still not let it go. We just her back udders are so big. They look like they're this long because her bag is so full that you almost really can't even, like we were talking about the other day, you almost couldn't even get your hand around them because they're so full, and she's just constantly getting bigger. And I told Colby, I was like, I don't think another ounce of milk could fit in that bag.
I didn't tell you this a while ago. When I went and moved a while ago, she's got more discharge. So,
and she's like passing.
Hey, little feet.
Discharge and mucus every day.
She's ready.
She is like so close.
Hey, Gemini. What's so crazy is actually she, like Missy said, her back teeth's on her udder.
They're like this long.
I clean her off every morning just like I'm milking her, like I always do. And you can't really even get your hand around her right now. It reminds you, it's the craziest thing. I'm anxious to see how she's going to do once she actually has this calf.
Colby was like, I don't even know how I'm going to get the claw on her.
I'm not going to be. I'm going to have to hand milk her at least.
Well, and I told him, I think that the baby, and with her, we were so desperate for milk with Allie. We started milking her the next day. But I think with Elsa, maybe after that, I think that she probably needs 2 or 3 days because to let the baby get all the colostrum, because we were milking some of the colostrum off of Allie, and I just think that is so good for the baby. Like, let the baby have it. Hey, Salon Girl Gardens. I know it's probably cold over there. It's pretty cold here, and it's cold down in Florida. So you know if it's cold in Florida, you know it's cold.
But again, I complain about this weather all the time. Hey, church family.
We are really ready for spring, though.
Last week, here we are. We're trying to get our greenhouse ready because it was like 70 outside, and we checked bees, and had a good time wearing short sleeve shirts for a week. And now, like this morning and the night before, actually, even with mature greens, the frost from the last 2 days killed it. It just smoked. We've got most of it, but we couldn't pull a lot of the other because it already had been taken by the weather the last 2 days. We've had heavy frost, and I know a lot of y'all are from Louisiana and Mississippi. Y'all have the same situation.
It says that it's 45, feels like 42 is what my phone is saying on, on the weather.
Hey, Larry Reeves.
But I'm going to be honest with you, it feels way colder than that. And I don't know if it's just because my body is craving heat and summertime so bad that anything kind of chilly is like freezing.
I don't like the ebb and flow. I can do with all 30s or all 20s if it's all together, or all 70s if it's all together. But we went from 30 to 70 to back to 30, back to 70, back to 30, and that's hard to me.
Hey, Larry and Stacy, thank y'all for joining us. Little Feet Farm said Sunday was winter here for us and the heat went out.
Oh my gosh. No. Hey, organic raw roots. Yeah, it's the same way, Gemini. We're the exact same way. We've had some warmth, then we've had some cool, and now we're back to cold, and it's freezing. So
yeah, and I'm not a cold person. Colby said, if it's going to be cold, let it stay cold. If it's going to be hot, let it stay hot. Don't do the up and downs. I don't want it to be cold at all. I just want it to be.
Hey, rustic tradition.
If it's anything under 60 for me, I'm like, that's freezing. I'm a 70, 80s kind of person. So anyway.
Our greenhouse did okay. We actually lost. We had to turn the heaters on, and Misty, we had 2 heat lamps and 2 heaters on it through the breaker through the night. But the greenhouse was warm enough where it held its heat enough where in the morning when I went out to milk, I said, "Hey, I need to go out there and turn it back on." So it did. We got it back on.
And
No
thankfully,
issues
it
there.
held the heat because I have a lot. Like I've been babying sage, and I have been babying a rosemary plant, trying to get them back up and healthy. Because where I had them, they did not like where I had them.
I agree,
And
Church's family.
all of the aloe, like I mean, pots and pots and pots of aloe. So I'm glad it did stay warm because aloe does not like freezing temperatures. And one night it got down to 26,
24.
24. It was freezing. So
Hey, having the homestead. Hey, Heath, what's up, man?
there was something else I wanted to address up here, but I don't. I don't have clothing for 30 degrees. Yeah, I don't either. Oh, I'm listening while washing dishes. Look, we've had to do that many a days. It's just part of it. You're busy, but you want to hear what's going on in other people's lives. So we have done that, either doing something outside and just set our phone down and listen, or sit it beside the sink, or even while I've been cooking. So sometimes you just got to do that.
Hey, Dawn.
I don't know if this is Jesse. Yeah, but are y'all maybe gonna try to come to Deep South? That's Danny and Wanda's. It's down in Wiggins. I'm not sure how far y'all are away from
They're
like
in Bow
that
Bridge.
southern.
They're in Bow Bridge, so they're
It should only be a few hours, huh? But are y'all gonna try to come to that?
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. It was actually last week, but because of the way we roll out our videos, but
It
I
was
really
really
do.
Friday, so it wasn't too
Yeah, it
far
wasn't
ago.
too bad. But I really do appreciate all the comments. I went through and read them all, and that was very nice of everybody who said happy birthday. And some people like wrote long paragraphs. It's just very nice. It was very sweet.
Hey, Piper, how are you? The Deep South is in Perkinston or Wiggins area coming up in March.
Yeah, it's Deep South from it's Danny and Wanda. I'm not even sure what their last name is. It's Danny and Wanda, but their channel is called Deep South. And they do every year they do like a huge get together. Last year when we went, it was a really good turnout. Roots and Refuge was there.
Pratt family.
The Pratts were there. BW Family Farm was there. That's where we met all of those guys at. Who else was there?
You can, Jim.
The Aldermans were there. So
it's a good group. We had a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be great. And they had several just really good speakers, lots of fun giveaways, and we got to meet a lot of people, that was like our first.
That was our first gathering.
That was our first gathering, yeah. So
we actually had the Pratts and Aldermans come back here the next day.
If y'all are going, may I email you? Yeah. Yes, we are planning on going. We are planning on going. I put in honey and lavender lye soap for the giveaway that we're going to be donating.
There you go, Gemini. That way you can add it.
So we are definitely, unless something unforeseen happens, we plan on going because we can get up and milk that morning, and we can get down there in 2.5 hours. So it's not very far for us at all. We plan on staying the whole day.
Heath, I'm glad you watched them shingle my roof, so I'm glad about that. It looked pretty good from the pictures, so thank you for that.
Yes, we appreciate that so much.
I wish I was up there, I'm not gonna lie, but
we ain't going nowhere unless we find a milker.
We are going to try to go to the shindig. The only reason we missed it last year was simply because we could not find a milker.
Yeah.
We're about 5.5 hours from the shindig, and really it was going to be an easy drive for us. But we had a milker situation that backed out. We were going to that one in Baker Creek last year. It was a situation where we could not find milker. Yeah, we have to have somebody to be here. It's not an option to just jump in the car and go anymore. So Sharon, the best way to PM us is either Facebook. Facebook is the easiest way, or you can email us at themaxhappyhomestead@gmail.com. Yeah. Facebook is probably the easiest way. You can find me Misty's pretty much on social media a little bit more. The Max Happy Homestead, we have our own Facebook page just for Hey, stepping back in time.
Just for Facebook, so you can find us there. And I usually can hear that ding better than I can see the alerts on the emails. So when I hear that ding, you can usually stop and reply.
Thank you, Grammy Karen.
So.
Hey, Will, we understand that, man. No big deal. Thanks.
So, what are y'all planning on planting in the spring? Or what is your favorite thing to plant in the spring?
We're actually in early spring, so we're actually we've got onions and garlic planted. We're actually going to plant a whole another mess load of them. Probably a good probably 100 onion bulbs is what we're planting. That's what we did last year, and we probably have a little bit more than that this year. We've got some potatoes going in probably mid-February. We've got a lot. We've invested in a lot of row covers and tunnels, basically cat tunnels. So we're going to try to grow a little quicker this year, especially our early spring with a little bit more broccoli and try some more broccoli for this season. We had some broccoli going. To be honest with you, I think this frost just smoked it. So our little heads kind of went away.
Hopefully not, but we did have some little heads at the top. So
yeah.
See. All right, now, y'all, we're like totally. This week has been totally crazy for us. So I was sharing with Terry earlier from Organic Raw Roots that I only got to look. We got to jump on Overlook Valley's homestead for just a little while tonight. But other than that, like our week has been crazy. We had something every single afternoon. So we just haven't been able to get on because we've had other activities outside of the home. But anyway, the two family was brought to my attention tonight that something happened apparently during their live or something was going on. I'm not sure what it is, but apparently it's
Grammy Karen will probably know too. So.
It's apparently something that's happened. So I hope everybody is okay. Can y'all tell us if everybody's fine? I just saw a glimpse.
I think they're going live tonight too.
Of something that happened, but I'm not sure. All right, Salon Girl said I was on that live. Yeah, we missed. We didn't.
Police were called.
We didn't know anything was going on. I heard just a little bit of what happened, but.
Okay. Well, good.
Well, that's as long as they're fine. I mean, that's the most important thing. Let's see. There was the planning stuff. Planning stuff. We were very. I was trying to read and talk. We are very excited. Mom. Yeah, I'm not a good multitasker. Hey, at least I admit to it. Not a good multitasker, but planning a lot this year. We have been very proactive this year in preparing our ground. So our chickens and our pigs have been out there, and y'all stay tuned for tomorrow's video because I'm going to kind of show you our permaculture set up and how we have taken an area of the garden and used our animals and made them work for us. And so we have moved them to a different area, and y'all have to see that tomorrow. I mean, it's just a really, really smart way to garden, and your animals are enjoying it, but they're doing the work for you. So y'all catch those videos tomorrow. We have lots of great plans, so we're super excited.
Yeah, ducks are good for it too. We use chickens and pigs most of the time.
Yep. Look, those pigs, I'm telling y'all, in a matter of a few days.
They're phenomenal, especially feeder pigs. Our American guinea hog are not really diggers, but the feeder pigs are. What's cool though is we're trying to find. I don't know how big your garden spots are, but we have several gardens. We have one monster garden, which is about a little over 10,000 square foot. And then we have some raised beds, and then we have a new garden that we're trying to grow for corn on the other side. But that 10,000 square foot garden, if you've ever tried to fertilize or organic fertilize your raised beds, that's easy. But when you talk about 10,000 square foot, we've had to learn how to be innovative and fertilizing, and not only fertilizing, we don't till, so we use a pride fork, but that doesn't help you other than aerating. So it's just like anything else. It's simply just trying to make sure that we're trying to take care of the ground, but in a bigger, wide array. We can't buy enough worm castings, or can't buy enough, fertilizers, or a form of a fertilizer to go over that size garden. So.
Yep.
If y'all have ideas, let me know. I have one.
Making lemonade from lemons.
I'll
and
talk
Josh,
about it
how
next
are y'all?
Wednesday. I found one fertilizer, but it's kind of unique. I'll tell you about it later. I can't remember the name of it, to be honest with you.
Well, we are super excited. We have been very proactive. Yes, sending the pigs to the garden. I mean, for us, have you done a tour of that one?
We've done some old videos on that garden. We're actually we're going to do an updated tour come very, very, very soon. We're kind of waiting to spring so you can see everything. Because right now our biggest garden is covered with silage tarps. A lot of our raised beds are not growing as much because they're in dormant season, so we've got a lot of compost on them. So, it's one of those things where we hadn't done a tour because it's not really much to see on, especially like the orchard and in the silage tarp areas. Our wheat bill is doing good. I'll show you that coming up soon too. So,
yeah.
Hey, Two Family, how are you?
Yeah, so we are super excited about that, and the fact that we're letting the animals work for us. They're preparing the ground for us in a healthy way. They're fertilizing the ground for us. So it's very inexpensive, cost effective. It's smart. It's natural. And while they're doing that, like as soon as I moved the chickens to where they are now, which I was like, this is just perfect. They're eating all the bugs in the grass. They're taking all the grass out. They're eating the bugs. They're fertilizing. I mean, it just makes sense. Like it's so.
Has anybody heard of a fertilizer called Malorganite? That's what I think we're putting in our garden this year. I ain't even told Misty this.
What is it?
Has anybody ever heard of an organic fertilizer called Malorganite? Somebody's gonna look it up. You can ask Google. Yes, Two Family has.
Organic raw roots. We are actually going to a seminar February the 1st. It is a retired LSU, which that's the Louisiana State University. He, I want to say, was a doctor in
horticulture for their extension service.
Yes, and specializes in the realm of fruit and fruit trees. So he's actually coming to a local nursery here, and he's going to be doing a huge seminar on that. I would not say that we are experts in that at all.
We struggle with fruit. We're trying to learn more about it.
I know it has to do a lot. Cross-pollination is very, very important.
Which our orchard sits by our bees too, so that's
yes. I've been told also that limbs should grow. Limbs grow in a certain way is a big deal. When you're supposed to cut stuff back, it's like you can be like extremely detailed, but we kind of plant them and keep them alive. And we have had. I still am eating blueberries from the ones that I picked this summer, and we use them in smoothies and pancakes and muffins.
Our plums, blueberries, a few blackberries, but the plums and blueberries did amazing this year. Yeah. They were both really good. Our bees have done a very good job. So
yes, so that's kind of the way that
Hey, Atkins family.
That's kind of the way that we've done. Now I'm sure that there is a professional way. We don't know that way. So that's one of the reasons we're excited to go to this seminar, because I think that there's a wealth of knowledge out there and we don't want to miss that. So this is also the same place that we're going to be doing a seminar on how to naturally fertilize, till, and it's basically the same things that we're doing here. If you don't have animals like pigs and chickens, there's tarp methods. You can get compost from local people at farms and stuff around you.
Yeah, who is going to come listen to us? We've got a speaking engagement on this stuff, so I'm anxious to see you. We're going to have like nobody show up. So.
Well, to me, I think that it's awesome. I think that it's awesome that you can do it both ways. We have animals, so we use our animals, but you can naturally remove grass and stuff like that. We're learning with simple things like the flamethrowers and tarps. All those, that's ways to keep grass out. So if you don't have animals that can do it for you, you have other methods that you can use. So we're going to be kind of touching base instead of throwing the tiller in there, tearing up the ground. You know, we've learned a lot about how bad tillers are. And we're guilty of that. We've used tillers and we've used tractors, but the more that we're studying and learning and trying to get more natural,
we really hadn't used it the last 2 seasons, so.
I don't think we did last year, but I think we did the year before.
Yeah, we did.
So we're finding ways to do it better, and that's what we want to share our knowledge with people.
To family, the thing they said about Milorganite was that if we use it, we didn't need to use it on like leafy greens and things that were just going to be raw edibles. So we're going to use it, but we may dilute it a little bit. It's a granule, of course, so we're going to make a powder granule and then actually mix it with water and do more of a spray.
Okay, I've been talking a whole lot.
You have been talking a whole lot.
So, you never told us what it is.
Okay, so Milorganite is, when you're looking for organic compost or organic fertilizer for your garden, there's not a lot of options that, for one thing, that you can afford because we have a 10,000 square foot garden that we try to take care of organics. So we use cottonseed meal, bone meal, and blood meal. And y'all have seen those videos that we've used those things. But Milorganite you can buy in a bigger bulk sack. Now, Milorganite is actually human waste that they have composted.
Chicago poop.
Yeah, it is a.
I don't know if I want to use somebody else's poop.
It is a human manure that is broken down with sawdust, of course, and then composted just like you would compost hot manure from a cow or from chicken. So it is a very unique thing. Now, here's the benefit to Milorganite. And I know that sounds weird.
I hope it's cheap.
Milorganite, you won't have deer in your garden because it smells like human. So you won't have deer in your garden, and you usually don't have a lot of animals.
We're going to let him handle that one.
She's going to
I would rather scoop up Allie and Elsa and Daddy-O and Beauty and the chickens and all the pigs' poop and put it in the garden.
See, we can't use, a lot of people use chicken fertilizers. Hey, Bandana Grandma. A lot of times people use chicken manure because we have a lot of chicken houses around here. But with us being organic, we can't do that. And we can use our chickens, but you're talking, we have 30 chickens. 30 chickens or 30 or 40 chickens are not going to feed a 10,000 square foot garden.
Right, and going back to the chicken is the chemicals that they use, what they're putting in the chicken feed.
So
if they're putting it in the feed, they're pooping it out. So we would rather not have that. So yeah, but I would much rather use our own poop, their poop, and not Chicago people's poop.
In your yard, Homestead Josh, I commend you. I saw Rob Greenfield uses a compost toilet. I'm just not there yet, so I'm gonna let y'all handle that. So
if we did that, it would have to be like an outdoor one.
We thought having the homestead. We thought about doing the rabbits. Misty doesn't want to eat rabbit. She doesn't like rabbit, or doesn't. She thinks she's not gonna like rabbit. So for us, if the animal can produce fertilizer, but also we can eat it, then
or
we'll
giving
utilize
us something else, like the chickens
so we hate
and the eggs.
We hate to have the rabbits, knowing that Misty would not eat the rabbit probably. We could use it for compost, and we use it for the fertilizer because you can move them in a high pit, basically a high cage, kind of like we do the chicken, mobile chicken coop over the garden like we're doing now. But again, 10,000 square foot, it takes us a lot. So we're actually going to try to double or triple.
Rabbits taste like chicken.
We're going to try to double our triple.
They're like this big.
We're going to try to double or triple our chickens this next season. So we're going to try to incubate as many as we can to do that. So
I actually would like rabbits for their beauty. I think they're peaceful and very beautiful. And I don't know that, which I've said this about the meat birds, I don't know that I could go out there and just take one and kill it and just eat it.
Little feet.
I wasn't raised on that either, so that would be hard.
We're actually doing the same thing in the next few days. We've got a wheelbarrow, but we're fixing to buy a double scoop wheelbarrow. and we have a manure shovel now. So that's actually what we're going to do. So it will be a crappy job, but we're going to do the
Look,
same
I've been making jokes at my kids about authority and working under a boss and stuff like that. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if they tell you to go out there and shovel poo, you just go do it. But literally, that is something that we've been talking about being a lot.
Endless supply.
Yeah, we do have an endless supply.
Cows drop about 50 pounds a day. So.
And that would be awesome for the garden. So knowing that the pigs have tilled up and the chickens have tilled up a spot and really fertilized it, and the warmer it gets, I really wouldn't mind doing it in the heat, but going out and really getting some of that and trying to spread it, covering it back up with tarp, letting it compost and break down. I mean, you just can't get any more natural than that. And that's kind of been our whole goal, is to research and really study what we're eating, not only what we're eating, but how we treat it while we're growing it and stuff like that. That's just been very important to us. So Larry says, rabbit is my favorite meat to eat.
I actually like rabbit too. We used to deep fry rabbit and make rabbit gravy.
I don't know if I could do
and
it.
put it over rice or either rabbit with biscuits. It's
different to harvest, but we love it. Ugh. I would definitely have to go somewhere and try it before I invested. But another thing around here is we know rabbits usually do pretty good in reproducing, but we don't have a lot of people that are interested in buying rabbits around here.
Rabbits are not as popular around here, except for you have some mini rabbit growers around here.
Hey, Nimsies.
What we do see a lot with rabbits here, though, is people just want them for pets. It's kind of like goats. Goats, you can't hardly give away around here. We have a lot of people with goats. I have a buddy who has about 50 goats, and I don't know what he's doing with them all. They're monotonic goats, so he can only do so much. So rabbits are kind of like that around here. It's hard to just sell them or get rid of them unless you're eating them.
Little Feet Farm Homestead said, I'm getting rabbits this year and pigs. That is so awesome. I'm glad that you brought that up too, because I think it's awesome to have goals. Like, we have several things new that we want to get this spring. But it's a plan. You have to have a plan. You have to have a setup. You have to have funds. So I think it's awesome to have a plan in place and start working towards that, so that you can grow and get better every year. Fried with gravy and mashed potatoes.
That's how I like it. I like fried. I don't like fried foods a lot, but when we ate rabbits, that's what we did. We kind of like pan fry them with gravy.
Can't sell eggs around here. Everybody has chicken. It's kind of like that here. Yeah. There are some people that really, really want eggs that we know that will come and get them from us, but there's a lot of people that just have their own chickens. It's just what you do.
Yeah, let me say it like this. That's right. Most people have their own chickens around here that want homegrown eggs, or either they have somebody they're already getting provided for, or if they're just willing to pay organic pricing at Walmart, $5, $6. So.
All right, I saw something right here. Jesse wants to add goats in our woods to help clear. And look, they'll clear everything.
You better make sure you have good fencing though.
Yeah, I was going to say, you better make sure you can keep them in, because they will clear your gardens. They will clear your raised beds. They will clear your flower beds.
We're not goat people, so sorry about that. We can't help you there at all.
So if you want goats, they will clear everything.
Pigs do a good job too. I've got to give them to pigs too. They will tear up some stuff.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it blew my mind. We put them out there, and in like 2 days, they had tilled up the whole ground. Within a week, they were pushing mud up against the fence. So we talked about that last week, about how they were escaping. Like,
they never enough time.
They're smarter than you think too.
Definitely.
Thank you, Mimsy.
Thank you, Gemini. I wish I could be a good
duck eggs
moderator.
Are richer than chicken eggs.
Hey, Diana,
they're definitely bigger as well. I think we might have a problem around here with ducks.
We have a lot of wood ducks around here. It'd be hard for us to keep ducks just because we're in a low area. And what I mean by that is we've had ducks before, but the ducks here tend to not make it long. We'd have to keep them in a major netting.
Did you see Miss Diane at Justice
Yeah,
Acres?
I said hey to her.
I was either reading or talking.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of fish, I read across that comment. One of the things that I have been really interested in, and Salon Girl, if she's still on here, I've kind of talked a little bit back and forth with her about this. And I mentioned it to Colby, and he was just kind of like, yeah. I would really love, and this is something that maybe by the fall that I could do, because we have some spring plans. So I'm hoping that maybe by the fall, I would love to do an aquaponics type system by our greenhouse. I don't know if I want it to be as simple as a goldfish pond, or maybe take it a little bit step up and go a little bit bigger there. But that's something that I'm really, really interested in. I know that VW Family Farms does a lot.
We've tried to learn a lot from
I
being
think that they have a pretty big system. I've never seen them really talk a whole lot about it.
I've talked to them personally about it.
So I don't know I've never actually seen their setup or anything. So I don't know, but that is something that I'm very interested in with my greenhouse stuff, my raised bed stuff that's right here. Because if any of y'all watched our videos, y'all know right out our back porch kind of goes down, and then all of my raised beds, my greenhouse, all of that stuff is right there together. So I would really like to do something like that.
I don't really know what we would do without a greenhouse. I saw somebody say I wish they had a greenhouse. We love our greenhouse.
Yeah.
We really
now
do.
This year I did not get to keep tomatoes all year round like I did the year before.
But we really didn't. We didn't really need to keep them all year round this year.
Well,
we had so much.
Well, we do in the freezer, but I would still go get some out fresh.
True.
The baby has thrown a whole new king into everything. So he's one and a half now.
He's crazy.
And
he is crazy.
He really is a handful. So before he was born, I planted some tomatoes in the greenhouse and raised them up. Grew them to be, I think the greenhouse is 7 feet tall or 8 feet tall. And they were up to the top. I mean, all the way up to the top. So I had tomatoes that year, even though he was a little baby. It was not extremely hot, so I didn't have to water them a whole lot. And they kind of just tended to themselves. But I did not get to do that this year. I don't get to spend a lot of time out there like I did when I was pregnant with him, even though I was swollen and tired and all of that. I didn't have the hands on, like running around chasing him or him crying or, stuff like that. So this past year, I was able to do probably 50% less than I normally would or usually do, just because the baby, it's hard when you have a little one.
Our next 2 videos basically are going to be on our chickens and some moving there. And then after that, we'll be working on a lot of gardening. We're trying to build our 10,000 square foot garden. A part of it this year will be some market gardening. We're going to test the waters, not really to sell as much as just making sure we can grow what we want to be able to grow to be able to share with consumers. Here we have a huge market, but there's no organic or non-GMO grower here. Most of them are heavy synthetic growers. So not that that's a bad thing. I'm not complaining. Because they still make great food. But for us, we're really trying that. Grammy Karen, I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, we're checking with rates. We have been so busy, so we are doing that actually tomorrow.
Well, it's not quite ready yet. Not quite ready yet.
But also, and you made the comment about us being close to 2,000 subscribers. I hope we get there. But we're going to do a giveaway. We were planning on tonight, just did not work out and come to fruition. But we're going to do some soap giveaways. I will say this: sharpen up on your Max videos, because we're going to go and do a little. We're going to have some 2 or 3 questions that are going to be some video or in our old stuff, kind of our old videos, or even there might be some new stuff. But you have to look for it and remember some of the things that's happened to us. So we'll have some questions next week for a giveaway. For some giveaways. So.
And I think y'all like them.
I think you will too.
Let's see. I saw some. I want to do aquaponic systems. Stacy says too, but I want to have the right fish for eating. We will have to do before we jump off into anything, we really like to do our research. So I really am going to try to dig into that soon and
thank you so long, girl.
And know what I'm doing. But that is definitely something that we want to look at. Probably me more than him, but that is something that I really want to do.
We're actually starting our soul blocks this weekend and trying to get some of that stuff planted. We've picked up all our seed. The only seed that we actually haven't bought is, like our late spring, kind of late, early summer stuff. But all the rest of the stuff we've already bought. So we'll be moving towards that. And the next few videos will be more on the greenhouse and garden stuff. So we've got our topsoil in. We actually are getting some bark very, very soon. So we're getting there. So
have you said hey to Strong Enough to
be Strong Enough to be in Homestead? I might have. I don't think I have. Thank y'all for posting our stuff, Minzy.
Yes, absolutely.
Grammy Karen.
Well, did we talk much about the chicken butchering last?
Yeah, we talked about it a good bit.
Week. That was definitely an experience. It was good. It was not as bad. If you would have asked me last year, I would have said,
thank you, Grammy Karen. You sure wouldn't have to do that.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
You're the bomb. Thank you.
I totally lost track of what I was saying.
Blown her mind, Grammy Karen. Blown her mind.
You did. Absolutely. What was I saying? I can't remember now.
Chickens.
Oh, yes. So if you're interested at all in that, check our videos out. We really tried to be as thorough as we could in explaining and teaching how to do that. If you would ask, that's what I was saying. If you would have asked me last year about getting meat birds, I would have said absolutely not. No way. But when we went to HOA, and can't really say enough about that, but the demonstration that Mr. Joel did just was perfect. I mean, it was for me. Farmer. If anything, it was for me. Okay, I will admit that. Because I needed to see that. You can watch them to an extent on video, but to be there and to see him, and of course he's done so many. He was like, I'm done. But it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So then that's when we decided.
Thank you, Grammy Karen.
Then that's when we decided, okay, we can do this. And so we had, y'all saw our chicken. Wasn't that on the birthday video? No, that's on the upcoming one. Sorry, I almost spilled the beans. So, but we have had a chicken, and it was
good.
Absolutely amazing. It was the juiciest, most tender. If y'all did not see it on social media, I did post it on social media. I ate the breast because I like white meat, but Colby ate one of the thighs. Is that what you had? You had a thigh and
a quarter, leg quarter.
Yeah. And so that's what I put the picture of, because when he took it off, it was just so pretty. But anyway, so Grammy Karen have they shared any with y'all, the Stivers? Shared any with you?
I was going to say something about the butcher video. If you hadn't seen our butcher video, there's a lot of butchered videos out there. And actually, ours will probably be flagged for long. It was flagged for a little bit, but it kind of come off. But
it did. It went back green. I was a little surprised.
The thing about our butchered video, one thing that we never saw in
a lot of butchered, delicious, was it not?
A lot of butchered videos was just the very step by step. Stony Ridge Farmer has a great butchered video, but again, he there's different steps he misses, or didn't miss, but different steps that he takes that we didn't take, and steps we took that he didn't take. But he has a great video. Josh does. But anytime you're able to see Joel, and I've seen him do it live, and then we've seen him on video, he does a phenomenal job, and he goes through every little detail. So we tried to really hone in on that. And thank you, Organic Real Roots Farm. So we really tried to go over every little detail, because that was one thing that even the person that was with us, they were kind of blown away. And what's so cool is people in our area who kind of like Minzy said a while ago, she didn't know if she liked the video, but didn't know if she could do it. There's a lot of people I have that I see in town, and I think they know we're nuts and crazy. But when we did that, it almost came across as saying, wow, y'all are that's something that's really neat. So even though they were the same way like Mimsy, they were like, there's no way. I mean, I might can grow, have chickens have
Hey,
eggs.
I was there. I said, "There's no way I'm doing this."
But it was really one of those things where people are like, you. That was really neat to see. And so when we do it next, I've had 2 or 3 people say, I just want to come watch, even if we don't help. I want to come watch because I think that's something we need to learn. Our area is easy to kill a deer and to process a deer because that's what we're all used to. But no one's ever done anything else other than a few squirrel, rabbits, things like that. So to have some meat chickens, because our area is inundated with chicken houses, chicken farms, which are fine, but no one slaughters their own chickens on their own farm around here. So I thought it was a great approach for us, and to have a lot of people say, "Wow, that was cool. Let's try to come next time." I thought that was really good.
And also, Granny Karen said Jen's brother, my son, has been helping them, and that is so awesome.
I actually watched that video with Jed helping them the other day.
That's
build that
so awesome.
To build the goose, duck, turkey, sheep house. I know they hadn't told the secret, Granny Karen, but I saw them come up. So hey, Flame Tech, how are you?
Well, she knows, so don't let the cat out of the bag. Don't get in trouble.
Yeah, Missy chasing the chickens was.
Well, we have to tell the story behind that, okay? So we had Aiden, our oldest, and our friend Cherish that come to help us. Her son is Aiden's age, and we had giraffes. We had the 2 boys going in and getting the chickens for us while we kind of had our hands full, and we were trying to make it like stations so it would rotate and go pretty smooth. We had the boys going in and getting the chickens, and I don't know how, if the fence got let down or if one got dropped. How did it get out? It was the last one. So of course it's running around everywhere, and you almost have to kind of, I mean, if y'all have caught chickens, y'all know you kind of have to get them in a corner before you can catch them. But I don't know how it got on the ground, but it was the last one.
I think one of the kids dropped it. One of the girls.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. So one of the boys had gotten it, and he gave it to one of the little girls, and I think it was Eliza, and she let it go. And
see you, Josh.
So I was initially standing beside it, so I was going to try to help the boys get it. Well, it took off in front of the house, and
she was in my yellow scrub, yellow rubber suit,
which were way too big for me. So I was trying to run in those and boots.
Are you calling me fat?
You're just bigger than I am.
So big boned? Is that what you're saying?
Anyway, I was trying to run and all that stuff, and it was extremely muddy. And I don't know if y'all heard me say I almost slipped in the mud, but if y'all go back and watch that really, really close, my foot almost come out from under me. I almost really did slip in the mud. And if everybody had the cameras out, that would have been hilarious, but I was able to catch myself. And yeah, I chased that chicken. We finally got it though. We got it cornered and back on the fence and got it. But he was running for his life, or she. It was running for its life.
Fun times. Yeah. It's always something. What was so funny is we were chasing the chickens. We were also chasing the pigs during that whole episode of getting everything ready for the chickens. We finally got them in permanent fencing again until that time. But our pigs have gotten where they just get out of temporary fences. So right now we got them making permanent fences. So.
Well, I think the problem happened. If y'all ever put your pigs in a fence, don't forget to turn it back on. Like you have to turn it off to feed them. And, we try every day when Aiden is mostly in charge of the feeding and the water.
Yeah.
But we one of our things is dump all the waters, fresh water every single day. So he has to turn the stuff off to go in there. Well, one day he forgot to turn it back on, and they learned I can get out of here. Like that was it. That was all they needed. So it took them messing with the fence after we turned it back on to figure out we can burn it out because it had been raining for weeks. We had very little sunshine, and they had learned how to use the hay in the mud to burn it out even more, and then they started getting out. So anyway.
We have 5 feeder pigs, which are Yorkshire, blue butt Yorkshires, which are probably they're about 100, they're probably 80 to 100 pounds now. They're not quite ready. About another.
I'm hoping by the end of the summer.
Yeah, they should be in freezer camp by the end of the summer. And then we also have, and that's 3 boys and 2 girls. 3 boys are cut, so they're all growing up to be feeder pigs. I mean, be freezer camp. Then we have 2 American Guinea hog that are registered heritage breed. They're
She will
actually
have her babies
yeah.
in February.
So we have 2 of those, but she's of course expecting. So like Missy said, probably 1st of February we should have piglets there too. So we'll see kind of how that goes. We're going to sell some of those. We will keep some to grow up and make freezer camp too.
Yep. So we kind of had
probably the boars of them we'll probably cut, and they'll actually be our freezer camp.
And we kind of had a plan. We bought the feeder pigs because we knew that if Peppa, which is our
female
sow,
yeah.
We knew that we weren't going to kill either one of them off. They were just going to be our baby makers to raise up and kill off. So we knew we had to go through her pregnancy and raising up her piglets. So we went ahead and bought the feeder pigs specifically for this year that would hopefully last us until her babies are ready.
Thank you, Mimsy.
So it was kind of a way to yes, thank you so much, Mimsy. We always appreciate y'all helping us out so much. A way to provide us until we could get to that next place. Does that make sense?
We cook, and see, Misty cooks. I mean,
3 meals a day.
3 meals a day. I mean, we religiously cook 3 meals a day. And breakfast, of course, like you know, is mostly pig. I mean, it's either bacon or sausage. So for us, we really do need those 5 feeders. They'll all go in the freezer, and they'll all be ate. We eat a lot of meat here.
Well,
So,
and not only do we cook 3 meals a day, but we have 7 mouths to feed.
Definitely.
So we do go through a lot. So we depend on, a lot of food.
Yeah. So the pigs are going to be a great addition. Of course, we have beef and chicken too, but we're not eating steak for breakfast, and we're not eating chicken for breakfast either. So it's really good to have the hogs there to kind of fill that void there. Yep. Definitely.
So also going to freezer camp will be Ike. Yeah. That will, we've said several times before, 2020 was going to kind of be like our meat birds. So we have our own meat birds in the freezer. The end of this summer is going to be our pork. And then somewhere around that time will also be our beef.
Yeah.
So I feel like for 2 years we have been working towards this goal, and that sounds like a long time, and it really is a long time.
Well, our beef, we had a little snafu with our first beef calf, which we're not even going to say his name because he raises my stress level. But this is our second beef cow that is simply made for. I mean, his job is freezer camp too. He's gorgeous too. I hate to kill him because he's so
really
pretty.
Is pretty. But
thank you for that, Granny
that's
Karen.
What we bought him for. Well, yes, thank you so much.
That means a lot. Organic raw root farms. Me and Misty were just talking about that. We don't have the operation set up to do a full butcher on the pig. We do have the tractor to pick up, but we don't have a big scalder. I have a friend
I'm trying to talk him into it.
I do have a friend who can help us at least help me butcher the pig and break it in quarter. And then from there, us trying to figure it out from there. So I've been talking to Daniel Rizzo a little bit, and I've been watching a lot of Art and Bree when he processes his own pig, kind of a backyard way of processing. We've talked about not doing a scald bath and doing like we've killed boars, wild boars in the woods, but we were making sausage. So what we would do is skin them like we would a deer. We would not worry about scalding or anything because we were not cheap. We were not trying to make hams. We were not trying to keep the outside. We were not trying to keep any of that. So we thought about doing that approach, but then I feel like we're wasting so much that we've grown for, such as pork chops, hams, and bacon, and and the pork belly and all that good stuff. So that being said, we're probably going to take those 5 pigs, take 2 or 3 to the process, and do a full breakdown of them and let them do it. And then probably take 2 to this other guy to help me try to figure out how to break it down the correct way and not just make sausage out of it. Because I can skin anything and make sausage or grind it up, but we want so much more than just ground pork or ground beef or ground deer or anything like that. We're really trying to make the full tenderloin, the full pork shoulder, the full pork butt. So
and
for
Daniel
me, that's what we had to
did a pretty good job in his video of explaining the different parts and where they come from, and he took his off. And he was talking about if you're a butcher, you have so many that you have to do in a certain amount of time. And he probably could have gotten more meat had he done it himself. But I feel like he was kind of like us in the sense of just don't have experience there. So, and also there was a question.
Yeah. Okay, Shauna, I'm gonna answer that in a loaded question or a loaded answer. There's actually 2 or 3 ways to grow hog on your farm, and I know there's tons of other people that grow pigs, and y'all throw in anything there if you like, but you can literally grow a hog or a pig or a feeder, especially. Most people who grow them will grow them on a concrete slab, either washing off under them or deep bedding them on a concrete slab. They're not a pig does not require a lot of area. The kicker about growing one on that small of an area, you can grow them on a 10 by 12 slab. The only thing about it is you have to do a deep bed mulch, and they depend on you feeding them a lot more. Yep. So if you know you don't have a big spot, just plan to probably feed them more.
Right, it might be a little bit more costly.
Now, what the plan for most people will do is do what they call a pastured pork or a moving pork. We use temporary fencing. Now, like I said, when we were talking about Misty, we use them in the garden. So therefore, we can move them across that, and they're eating a little bit as they go. They're gonna dig in the ground, so they're like a byproduct of everything else. They're using the restroom, which is fertilizing. They're disking up and tilling up the bramble that's no good, taking the grass out of there, eating the stuff that we don't need, and also feeding themselves with grubs and stuff like that we don't need in the garden anyway. So you can grow them over a bigger stretch too, in a paddock size of about 150, 200 square foot, or you can go as big as 1,000 square foot with a temporary netting. So please know you can grow hog on a 10 by 12 slab, because that's what most people do. Your pork that you mostly eat in store is grown in a catch pen that's about a 5 by 5 or a 10 by 10 for that one hog, and he never moves. He eats right there. So not saying that's the best way, but that you can do that. It might not be economical because you're going to deep bed a lot with mulch. You have to do it with mulch. You can't do it with anything else. It's got to be some kind of mulch, and then you have to feed them a lot more unless you have a lot of scraps, and you can. What?
Did I just see that?
That's Carly.
Oh my goodness,
Carly, you're crazy.
But I still almost had a heart attack.
Thank you, Carly, very much.
Thank you so much.
You should have done that.
I am just flattered, y'all.
I'm calling you back and giving it back to you.
That is his sister, y'all. But seriously, that's mind-blowing. Thank y'all. But I do want to address
but Sean, I hope that helps. It's one of those things that you don't have to have a big area. The bigger the area, the cheaper it is on your meat, the better quality meat you're going to have, because they're moving a lot. When a pig moves a lot, it marbleizes the meat, just like a cow. The more they move, the more marbleization they have in their fat. They're not building up fat just to sit on the outside, especially if their meat is not like American guinea hog. Let me go back. If you're growing American guinea hog, they're a lard hog, so they're growing their fat on the outside. So they don't want to move around a lot. I'm just being honest with you. I know a lot of people say that. They're lazy. But for a true feeder hog, like a Duroc or the Yorkshires we have, the Berkshires, you can name them. They don't like to move a lot, but if you give them a big spot to move, they're going to move. And they're going to till, and they're going to eat grubs, junk, anything you throw out there.
We haven't moved down, so we need to catch up. Organic Raw Root said my brother-in-law did it. He said he would never do it again. Don't tell him that.
I've talked to Salon Girl. I told her bye.
Yes, told her bye. Okay. Doc said, I plan on making the bread you demonstrated in your last video. Hope to see more recipes and how to do videos. You guys have great content. Thank you so much. I also want to do a homemade buns.
They are the bomb. Our hamburger buns.
We kind of fell in love.
Oh my gosh.
We had my nephew and his girlfriend over. We were doing a celebration for them starting nursing school, and I didn't have any store-bought buns. So I told Colby, I was like, I don't want to go buy them. I don't really want to eat it. So I want to try to make my own. So I found this recipe online. I'll have to share it with y'all. And they are so good. I do an egg wash on them with sesame seeds, and I think you guys will really enjoy them. They're really easy to do. Call for no special equipment.
So good.
And I think you guys will really, really enjoy them.
They really are.
How many more batches of meat birds do y'all plan to
We're
raise?
going to try to do 2 or 3 a year. Here's why we're saying 2 or 3 or even 4. If it's just me and Misty, and maybe one more, kind of like we had Cherish, which was a help, huge help. If it's usually 2 or 3 of us doing meat birds, we're going to probably do around 20 to 30 a time. That took us about 2.5, 3 hours, but the whole process was about 5, just the cleanup, the mess, the bagging, all that stuff. So we're going to probably do 3 sets or 4 sets of 20 to 30. So our goal is to have
I
2
think 30
birds.
would be a good number.
2 birds a week. So that would be at least 100 birds a year. If we could find, like we had a few people that said, hey, we would love to do that, or we'd love to come help. If we can get 4 to 5 helpers, we will process probably 40 to 50 at a time and do it 2 or 3 times a year and split some birds too. Our goal is to have 100 birds a year. And
our friend that come to help us, we gave her some birds, and I saw her that night at church, and one night at church, and she was like, it was so good. Oh my gosh. I mean, she just could not get over the difference in the quality of meat, y'all. And I was like, well, I haven't even cooked any yet. I was trying to finish up what I had in my freezer, but she had me so anticipating. I had to come home the next night. I cooked mine, and she was totally right, y'all. The difference in the quality of meat was amazing. So, yeah.
Strong Enough to Bend, that's exactly how we did the boars that we killed, just wild boar, is we skinned them like deer, and we didn't do different cuts because at that time we were just doing simple sausage. But I think we're going to try to do it that way with at least 2 of the hogs Strong Enough to Bend. Jim and I, thank you so much. I don't know how much knowledge we have. It might be useless knowledge, but we do try to learn as much as we can. Thank you, Organic Raw Roots Farm. We're trying to catch up on the chat, guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I think you just make sure you didn't skip anything.
Thank you again, Carly.
Yes, very sweet. I don't think y'all know how much we appreciate that. I mean, it just.
Yeah. Okay. So what Carly is saying with the Hunt for Hope, they're part of an organization. They're based out of I'm gonna say where your general area is, Carly. They're based out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. What they've done is they do almost kind of like a Make-A-Wish, but on the hunting side, and it's called Hunt for Hope. What they do is they take disabled children or terminally ill kids, and they'll take them on a hunt or take them on a fishing endeavor. And it's a nonprofit that I think that everybody should support. Actually, we're going to turn around and probably put that $50 she gave us right back to Hunt for Hope. So that is a great program. My sister is heavily involved. If you could reach out to her, if you'd like to give to Hunt for Hope, we'll try to tag that in some of the videos that we have coming up. But it's a great, great, great outreach for children who may not have the chance to hunt, or may not have the chance to fish, or may not have the chance just to go in the woods, and they're able to help do that. So if you hadn't heard for Hunt for the Hope, it reminds you of Catch a Dream, Make-A-Wish, but it's definitely more oriented to that area in Alabama. And they do a great job. So if you like to do that, hey, reach out for that. It's awesome. What does Polyface have? Polyface Farms that's Joel Salatin's farm. Is that kind of what you're talking about, Sharon Brasher?
But I'm not. Was that when we were talking about pigs or?
They have a.
But I'm asking. I'm not sure if she was asking what.
They have a mix of pig. Their pig operation is pretty cool. They have a temporary fence, and then they have a breeder section. They raise pigs in 2 different areas. They raise the young pigs in a small area that they constantly are adding compost to, and then they also raise them in the forest. So
yes, I will get that video out. It's really simple to do. So yeah, I'll do that. That'll be another how-to video.
We'd rather eat our hamburger buns than the bread. I mean, that's how good it is. We love the hamburger buns because we can eat them, as a sandwich or a hamburger bun. So
yeah, but I really like the sandwich buns too. Oh, I think I'm skipping. Hey, Miss Kathy, we're trying to catch up on the comments, y'all.
Hey, 2.5 acres.
Colby got real specific in talking about the pigs.
Hey, TNS dog and Drake. Hey, I get excited about pigs. I love pigs.
Thank you, 2.5 acres. TNS Dogs and Dragonflies Farm. All right, we're just catching up. Oh, thank you, Miss Kathy. Yeah. Hunt for Hope. She's got it on there. Telling y'all, our moderators are the best. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the bomb.
Night, little feet. I know we're running
Yes,
close
good
to an
night.
hour. We're going to try to
Yeah,
cut
well,
off
Chris
here.
is fixing to jump. Chris
Thank
is
y'all
on.
so very much for being on. Thank y'all, Grammy, Karen, Carly. Thank y'all so much for the super chats. It means the world to us. Thank y'all for sharing Hunt for Hope. There is some, of course, all over. We just are more familiar with the one in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with our sister. But please look into some of that help, because, like I said, we love help as well. Thank you all again for coming on, Sharon. They have a great operation with pigs at Polyface. We talk about it a little bit in our video, but they do pastured pork, and then they do a kind of a compost corner pig raising too. So a very good operation they have there, and their pork is phenomenal. Thank y'all so very much.
We love spending time with y'all.
That's right. We love spending time with y'all as well, and we're gonna have some hamburger buns coming up.
Yes, I will get that out. Hopefully, it won't take me a whole week like it did with the bread. But hey, has anybody made the bread? I meant to ask that like the first thing and totally forgot. Has anybody made the bread? Yes, Hunt for Hope on Facebook. You can find them there as well. They're doing a raffle. Awesome information.
Thank y'all so much. And there was a few people that said they did do the bread earlier. So thank y'all very much. We're going to cut off so we won't miss any of Chris's. Y'all go join Chris at Single Dad Homestead. Catch back up with Two Family after that. Thank y'all so much. God bless you. And
happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy homesteading, y'all.